Good morning, everyone. This is Sophie from Bright Opal Tarot Channel. I would like to invite you to a free reading with me, free personal reading. All you have to do is email me at brightopaltarot@gmail.com and we'll set up a time for a meeting for us to do the personal reading. Like I said, it's absolutely free. There's no upsell, there's nothing like that. I offer those to get to know you and also to practice tarot. I have to be honest there. Today, I've changed the oracle deck that we'll be using for the daily reading. I have selected the Soulful Woman guidebook, oracle. This is the guidebook. It's going to be a long day. This is the fifth time I try to do this reading. Sorry about that. So, Oracle, Soulful Woman. It's a beautiful deck, very insightful. And the back of the cards are all the same colors. So, I'll invite you to choose between this reddish brown and white rock, this black one, and this selenite. So you can choose one, two, or all three of them. It's up to you. You go with your instinct. Okay, so let's start with number one. Sorry, I don't mean to make you sick here. And it is the card of appreciation. Appreciating the good that exists in my here and now expands my awareness to all that is good in the universe. And what does that mean? I shine my inner light on all the things for which I am presently grateful. I appreciate the abundance that exists in my life right now. For this I am grateful. Appreciating the good that exists in my here and now expands my awareness to all that is good in the universe. For this I am grateful. I start by noticing the smallest things and allowing these to illuminate and grow the joy and love within me. As I do so, I feel a calming effect on my nervous system and a subsiding of tension, fear, and judgment. For this I am grateful. That's beautiful. Okay, the cards. We have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is talking about success and victory. Being grateful for the recognition that we get in our successes, in our victories. Being grateful to others, because often have successes with the help of others. So being grateful for them as well. Being grateful for prosperity, for security. Security is one of the core needs for the human beings. Protective, to have a job, for having a job, being grateful for having a job. Not everybody nowadays has a job, and it's important that we recognize that and that we be grateful for that. And grateful for the protection that we get. Protective. Being grateful for having been taught to be independent. Being grateful for the honesty surrounding us. Being grateful for our intelligence. And there are all kinds of intelligence. There are emotional intelligence, there are spiritual intelligence, there are the intellect. Speaking for personal experience, be grateful for your intelligence because that can be lost. So be grateful and nourish it. So that's it for appreciation. The next one, the black stone, is about enlightenment. Enlightenment power. I am a person choosing the power of my own consciousness as a vehicle for my growth. I am a person choosing the power of my own consciousness as a vehicle for my growth. I am a woman who I am a person who chooses to pursue his or her own spiritual development and evolution. While I understand that at the level of absolute reality, male and female are simply forms of manifestations that come and go, still I seek a new kind of enlightenment, one that embraces the sacred feminine path of love and grace. I practice my spirituality in my own way, rather than accepting limits or dogmas that tell me what I should or should not be spiritually or otherwise. I learn how to embrace a more enlightened state of being through simple practices such as gratitude, compassion, and self-love. Self-love. That is so important. Okay. The Ten of Swords. At first, I was saying sometimes we need to sever ties to recognize that, in order to grow, we need to let go of some people sometimes, saying some goodbyes. But something else just came to mind, and it's about failure. Failure allows us to grow. We learn from failure. We get power from failure because we learn from them. So that's not a bad word. That's not necessarily a negative. The Three of Pentacles. I mentioned earlier, sometimes our successes includes the help of people that we've received. So teamwork, we learn from each other. Sharing goals. And the Four of Swords. With solitude, we often gain wisdom. With spiritual counseling, we gain, we become more aware of our own consciousness in order to grow. And growth is learning. Growth is learning. And that's it for this one. And the last one, but not least, I'll bring it more in the middle here. Selenite. I think that's how you say it. Quiet nourishes me. Quiet nourishes me. It connects me to the power of now. Oh. Quiet nourishes me. It connects me to the sacred space. I allow myself to step away from the sound of technology. Ooh. And from the sound of voices, my own as well as others. The return to quiet brings me back to myself where I can experience my own stillness. Quiet allows me to listen. When I am quiet, I am able to hear what is going on inside myself, to connect to the gentle pulse of my own body, subtle sensations, and here we go again. Subtle sensations, feelings, the needs to emerge. When I savor quiet, I am brought back to the power of now. We're talking about quiet and Bebe decided to wake up. Sorry. Okay, so the first one, the Four of Cups. Contemplation, disconnect. Okay, I'm going to read this differently. We'll let go of boredom, apathy, and indifference because I don't believe a human being is able to do that completely. They can do it in a self-serving way, but being completely indifferent to everything and anything, it's you'd have to be a robot. I'm going to talk about contemplation and disconnect. My mom goes often to a church for what she calls adoration. It's basically meditation in front of the Eucharisty. And sometimes I go with her because the place is, and that's where I disconnect with everything. Everything becomes silence inside me. And when I get out of that church, I am so often more energized than I was when I got in. It's amazing. Community, celebration, friendship, social events. I think that's for me. It's important to realize that we still live in a society and we can't completely disconnect for the rest of our lives. We have to connect somehow to people. We have to be part of communities somehow. So it's important to be able to balance the two. But it's like I said about the church. You gain so much wisdom when you meditate. You gain so much spiritual intelligence when you meditate. So I think that quiet nourishes me is more like living in the present moment, but also dating and reflect, trying to reflect on what we have with the appreciation and become more conscious with the enlightenment of power, more conscious of our world, our little world, the world outside, the whole world. but it's also important to, like I said, meditate, if it makes sense. I feel like I've been all over the place, but it's that's what it is. So anyway, I hope you have a great. I wish you a lot of love today and peace. Have a good